In this video, I'm going to share some of the biggest Canva do's and don'ts for real estate agents in 2022. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book Get Social Smart. It's episode 275 of the Get Social Smart show, and today we are talking all about the do's and don'ts for Canva for real estate agents. I'm going to give you some of my favorite Canva tips for productivity. I'm also going to give you some of my favorite top Canva tips for real estate agents, so stay tuned, let's dig into it. Let's start with the do's. Number one, pick a template, rinse and repeat. This is a big one. So in other videos we've done about Canva, in fact we've done a few really helpful videos. We'll link those below. We've done some videos on templates and some Canva basics, so we'll link those below so you can check those out. But one big do is to pick a template or two that you love and then rinse and repeat. I find the big mistake a lot of agents and brokers make is they love Canva, but they get overwhelmed because there's a million different templates out there. So we don't always have to reinvent the wheel. We don't always have to pick a new template. Pick one or two that you really love, that speak to you. And what's great about Canva is you can customize it to your brand colors, you can change your fonts, add your logo, and then you can rinse and repeat. A lot of the agents that we work with inside of our Get Social Smart Academy have one or two templates that they absolutely love whenever they take on a new listing. So it really becomes a no-brainer. They're not reinventing the wheel every single time. They've picked a template, they know that they need one or two great photos, they plop those photos in the template, they change the color, they change the text, they publish it, and they're done, right? So that's how we can really work smarter, not just harder. Pick one or two templates, stick with them, and don't always be reinventing the wheel. Do number two, and that's stay consistent with your branding. Consistency is so important in social media, and of course your brand is so much more than your logo, but when it comes to graphic design and Canva, you want to be consistent with your colors, your fonts, your logos, and just that consistency in general is super important. Now, if you have a pro account with Canva makes it really easy because if you pay to have a pro account, you can have a brand kit, which means you can go into Canva under the brand kit and you can upload your fonts, you can add your colors, your logos, anything related to your brand. Now, if you have a pro account and you don't know what that information is, and if you work if you work with a brokerage, talk to your broker, talk to the marketing person in your office. First of all, they're going to be thrilled that you are staying on brand and not reinventing the wheel. So ask for the specific colors. Every color has a specific number, so we want to get those specific colors. What's the specific font? What are your logos? And add those to your brand kit. Now, if you're using a free version of Canva, you can still be really consistent with your colors, your logos. You might want to just make a note of it somewhere where you can grab that content and information quickly and easily. So when you're creating a piece of content, you easily know which font to pick, which color to pick, and again, you're not always reinventing the wheel. But that consistency is huge. And what's great about that is when you're in Canva and you're searching for templates, try not to focus on the colors. Sometimes when we look at templates, we don't pick templates because we think, oh, that's bright yellow and that's not my color, or that's hot pink and that's not my color. Remember, everything can change. So when you're looking at a template, you want to kind of look at the structure of what that template is. How many images does it have? Where's there room for text? Because you can take that template and then make it your own with your colors, your logos, and your branding. Do number three, add fun elements to your graphics. So I know there's lots of options within Canva, but one of the things that I like to do to kind of spice up my images is under elements, especially under graphics, you can search for all different types of elements. You can search for the word house, or a heart, or a door, or an arrow. Maybe you want to point to something inside your graphic. We want to try not to make your graphics too busy with too much going on, but if you've got a really nice layout, you've got maybe, again, it just listed, just sold, maybe you're doing a Tip Tuesday or a Wednesday Wisdom, and you want to just kind of add your own stamp to it, something to make it personal, click on elements and then look for different icons, different graphics. Also under elements, you can search under photos. So if you're looking for a great stock photo under elements, you could search for photos as well. Some of those are free, some of those are paid, again, depending if you have a free or pro account, but search under elements. There's lots of fun little icons that you can, again, add. We don't want to make it too busy, but oftentimes they can really enhance our graphics. Okay, so what are the don'ts? We covered the do's, but what are the don'ts? Don't number one, don't use a new template every single time, right? So I kind of already said this a little bit earlier when I said pick 1 or 2 templates that you love and rinse and repeat. And in fact, in our last video, I talked about templates, real estate templates. So if you're looking for a bunch of different real estate templates, we'll link that video below so you can get some ideas. There's lots of templates you can use besides just searching the word real estate. But again, we don't always have to reinvent the wheel. So pick a couple that you like. And what we found from the folks inside of our academy who really use Canva efficiently, they've picked a couple they really like. In fact, we actually have templates available. If you're part of our academy family, part of your membership includes templates that we've created specifically for our academy family. So they'll pick 2 or 3 that they like and then just rinse and repeat. And now it's really simple. Whether you're the one creating graphics or maybe at some point you bring on an assistant or a marketing person to perhaps help with creating some of those graphics, you've already done the heavy lifting because you've picked 1 or 2 that you really enjoy, you've got your branding, and it makes it really easy to stay consistent. Don't number 2, don't get too creative with colors and fonts. Okay, so this one's sometimes a little bit of a sticky issue, right? We want to be creative. That's part of why a lot of people love Canva. And so we click on a template and we think, oh my gosh, I gotta get really creative. And so then we start putting stuff on our graphics that really doesn't match our brand. We start putting like, polka dots or stripes, or, we think that's a way to be creative. So I almost think that there's a little bit of a misconception with creativity. I think you can still be creative, but we want to be consistent. So one of the ways you thread together all of your content, whether it's reels or videos or graphics or carousel, multi-photo graphics, one of the ways you weave together that consistency with all of your social media channels is by being consistent with your colors, your fonts, and your logos, right? That's a small thing that makes a big difference. So one of the ways you can get creative is, as I talked about earlier, add some fun elements. It's one of the easy ways to just have a little bit of fun and creativity. I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you're making a checklist. Maybe you've got a graphic where you're making a checklist of the 3 most important things every first-time home buyer needs to know. So you could search under elements and search for a checkbox, or maybe you want to search for something different. Maybe you want to search for a light bulb, or some other little icon, or you want to search for a heart icon to indicate a list. So when we look at getting creative, it doesn't mean that we are thinking beyond our brand, right? The whole idea of branding is when someone is scrolling through, we want that familiarity, right, with our colors and our branding and our logos, but we still can get a little creative, especially when it comes to elements. Okay, don't number 3, and this is a big one, you guys. Don't put too much text on your graphics. This is definitely a big one. Every time I see someone creating graphics in Canva, especially for the first time, we tend to load it with everything. And so I do want to recognize that I know for a lot of you, there's certain things that are required by your association to be on your graphics. So for some of you, it is required to have your name. For some of you, it's required to have your broker. For some of you, it's required to have your DRE or your Department of Real Estate number. Every area is different. So speak to your broker, speak to your local association so you know what is right and what you don't need to do. But just keep in mind, sometimes you don't have to put everything on the image. An image, there's that saying, an image is worth 1,000 words. So if you're creating a graphic, for example, for a just listed, let the house shine. Have a nice big hero image, whatever's the best image of the house. Maybe you'll have a couple other smaller pictures. Have some minimal wording, but just remember that graphic, it's not like a postcard, right? A postcard, you want everything on the graphic. A flyer, you want everything on the flyer. But a social media graphic, you can get away with minimal text, and then in your caption is where you're gonna put all the details, right? So your graphic might say, coming soon, or new to the market, or Tip Tuesday, right? But your caption can have a lot of that content too. So just keep that in mind. We wanna think about, oftentimes when we're creating in Canva, it looks like a big graphic, but remember, most people are looking at social media on their small little mobile devices. I know mobile devices are getting bigger and bigger every day, but we're looking at that small screen, and so when we get the images smaller and smaller, we don't want to have people pinch and zoom to be able to read what's happening there. So just consider, we don't have to put every piece of information. You probably don't need your name, your address, your brokerage, every single thing on that graphic. Less is more, and that's one thing that I think you'll just get better at too, the more you do it as well. Okay, I would love to hear from you. Are you using Canva? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, we would love if you'd hit the subscribe button and the bell button. We have new videos that come out each and every week. And if you're listening to this going, okay, I gotta get a handle on my social media for real estate beyond just Canva, we have a great free resource library I would love for you to check out. Go to katielance.com/freebies, katielance.com/freebies, put your name and email in. We will send you a bunch of great free downloadable tutorials for social media that's really gonna help you jumpstart your social media and take things to the next level. All right, I can't wait to see what you create over on Canva. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.